4-H has deep roots in research, and this move to 4-H learning online is no exception. We have identified a base for this effort in the research available, while also doing our own research and evaluation along the way. Educators of all kinds have long realized the importance of connectedness, interdependence, trust, camaraderie, and a sense of community among learners and their instructors. When the learning is online, a term that is often used to describe the sense of community is called social presence. Our design model therefore includes a focus on increasing 4-H member social presence, the degree to which a 4-H member will feel socially present, to help create a comfortable, fulfilling, and successful learning environment. Specific strategies we're using include video-based communication and interaction, mentors responding within 24 hours, using get-to-know-you and icebreaker kinds of activities, and encouraging the sharing of personal perspectives and insights or brief learning stories. With our non-formal learning approach online, we know that we have to appeal to youth's passion, or at the very least spark and encourage interest so that it becomes a passion, something that they find pleasure and enjoyment or challenge in learning about and doing. Students are more likely to learn if they are captivated, motivated, and engaged with the curriculum or projects in hand, and there are cognitive processes in the brain that are turned on by emotion. A core goal and objective of our 4-H learning online is to help youth become self-directed, self-motivated, lifelong learners. Self-directed and collaborative learning has been identified as the major educational goal related to the cultivation of lifelong learners in the 21st century. Engagement towards self-directed learning can also drive students' engagement in collaborative learning as a means to satisfy their personal learning goals and to learn from more capable peers in online communities. This will require learning experiences that are more personal, more social, and more participatory. Youth learning online can look and happen differently than we might expect. Lisa Nielsen writes about how youth today prefer and desire to enhance their learning using their cell phones. K-12 teachers like Jessica Cavanis has found that a short learning challenge posted during the evening hours on her Twitter feed will cause students to drop what they're doing and connect with her around the challenge. Our 4-H approach to learning online also includes elements of an inquiry-based learning model, which focuses on teaching youth how to succeed as an adult. Our selected approaches include presenting adventures that can be accomplished in more than one way, listening, asking questions, encouraging questions, and reflection, focusing on the doing of projects and activities and the related hows and whys of what they are doing. Content information is presented in short, intriguing pro tips. Mentors are an active learner alongside the youth by sharing their own passion for the topic and talking about related questions that they are currently seeking answers to. Feedback, it's an integral part of the learning process, not an evaluative score given at the end of the experience. Feedback is responsive to the member's goals, actions, and progress, not focused on pleasing the mentor. Praise comments like, "I like that," or "I think you did awesome," rarely indicate learning since they are more about the mentor's personal reactions. Some of our own research and learning. We started with a deep dive at the Minnesota History Center in the summer of 2013. As the youth and adults explored and learned at the Minnesota History Center exhibits, others of us observed that informal learning process. We then reflected on the experience and worked to apply that to online learning. As part of that, there was sharing short personal stories and insights, and we found that was an instinctive and a natural part of the learning process, creating deeper engagement and connection between the youth and the adults. Youth were not interested in setting or following learning goals. Then in the summer of 2014, we brought together these same youth plus some additional youth for a focus group experience on the U of M St. Paul campus. The youth took photos in the morning and then went online in a computer lab to share and discuss what they did and what they learned. We found that the kids jumped right into the discussion forum, naturally connecting with each other online by commenting and discussing back and forth. We again heard that kids are concerned about online safety. They wanted to make sure there was going to be no online bullying or inappropriate comments. We learned that the environment they're working in needs to be as straightforward, simple, and clean as possible. Youth want to show off their work and get responses. In the summer of 2015, we conducted focus group conversations when 4-H youth gathered on the state fairgrounds for their annual summer leadership conference. Youth told us that they would value connecting with leaders and experts, as well as other youth that they would not otherwise be able to connect to. Parents told us that they would value their children having access to project support, tips, and training opportunities. Youth and adults shared concerns of cyberbullying, safety and security in an online environment. Other concerns we heard included internet access issues and that online learning should not replace face-to-face learning opportunities. But again, overwhelmingly, the youth and their parents who were there that we talked to told us that they would highly value and look forward to connecting with leaders and experts and each other in an online environment. We also have conducted pilot groups of 4-H online learners. We had 4-H members who participated in DIY.org camps in the spring of 2015. These were experiences led by paid camp counselors. It was a 4-week experience with 2 challenges and near daily communications. In the spring and summer of 2015, we also conducted a photography project place, which was an online learning environment led largely by volunteers. This was slower paced than the camps. It lasted for months, which was longer than expected. It continued on longer than we expected. After the official ending even, there were spontaneous inquiries by the youth directed to other youth in the group regarding their state fair projects. In the summer of 2015, we conducted a Rube Goldberg online camp with Dr. Duct Tape. This was directed towards existing Rube Goldberg teams and reached the maximum participant capacity with only one announcement of the opportunity. Through these pilot groups, we learned a couple things. One is that a passionate, engaged leader-mentor is critical in attracting and engaging youth into the experience. We also found and learned quite clearly that youth highly value other youth's involvements, comments, and submission. Based on the research, and based on what we've learned over these past 3 years by talking to youth and working with youth and having pilot online learning experiences, we are getting more and more confident in a great way, in a unique way, in a 4-H way of bringing the learning and leading of 4-H into the online environment.